that was actually a pretty decent follow-up.
Decent? Nah, I think it's even better than the first one.
I don't know about that. I mean, there are a couple of issues that even I have with it.
Your problem, not mine.
Whatever you say.
Alright, so taking place a couple of years after the first movie, Billy Batson is about to turn 18, and for that reason, he is worried that he might get dropped out of the foster system, meaning that he no longer gets to live with his foster family. Or at least, that's what he thought. But then later on towards the finale, he realizes that no matter how old he is, and even when he's dropped out of foster care, he will always belong in this family. Which honestly, I thought that was a pretty good message. And while he was worried about that throughout most of the movie, he and the Shazamily are facing against new villains who are seeking for vengeance. Those villains being the Daughters of Atlas, who are another examples of villains I've never heard of before. Yeah, to be honest, compared to Dr. Sivana from the first movie, the villains in this movie were kind of underdeveloped. Yeah, but I will say that they were well acted by the cast. Like, we have Helen Mirren, who plays Hespera. Then we have Calypso, who's played by Lucy Liu. And then there's Anthea, who, by the way, she's not really a villain in this movie. And she's played by Rachel Zegler, who many of you may know as the worst Snow White in the history of movies. Yeah, from a remake I refuse to watch, and probably will never watch. Anyways, their main attempt is to restore their home realm, because, as far as I know, it got destroyed. And to do so, they need this golden apple, which is located on the Rock of Eternity, Shazam's hideout. And they need that to plant the Tree of Life. Only problem is, they can't enter the Rock of Eternity, because only a Shazam can enter that place pretty much anywhere. And them three are not one of them. And that's why they need a plan. And their plan involves imprisoning the wizard, interrogating him, stealing his staff from a museum, which, by the way, Billy broke it in the first movie, but they were able to repair it. Speaking of the wizard, how is he, there? I mean, didn't he die in the first movie? Didn't he crumble to dust in the first movie?
Yeah, and unless there was something I missed, they never explained how he came back.
I have a theory. What if the wizard wasn't actually there when he crumbled to dust? Maybe it was some kind of magical copy of himself? Or, what if it's some kind of magical spell that can make him go to two different places at the same time? So you might think he was there in the Rock of Eternity, but he was actually somewhere else. And the reason why he was crumbling to dust is because the spell was wearing off. I guess that would explain it. I mean, it's a good theory. Comment down below if you guys have a better one. Love to hear it. Now, when it comes to more good qualities, the visuals and the CGI were great, for the most part at least. And also, the performances from the cast was also great, especially from Zachary Levi and Jaimin Hansu for what it's worth. And for the most part, the humor was also pretty good, although sometimes it can be a bit too silly, to the point where it doesn't really work all that well. Yeah, I think the first movie handled that a little bit better. Perhaps, but you gotta admit, the funniest part of the entire movie was definitely the part where the Shazamily are trying to send the Daughters of Atlas a letter to offer them a trade to rescue Freddy, because, they captured him. And they're gonna do that with the help from a pen named Steve, which is like some sort of a magical pen that writes down literally everything you say. And, I'm guessing they just sent the letter without double checking it. Yeah, I agree. That part was pretty funny. And the way Helen Mirren was reading it made it even better. My favorite part of the entire movie, and this is the main reason why I prefer this film over the first.
They included a dragon.
Of course. Now for the bad qualities. yes, the humor for the most part can be funny, but sometimes it can be a bit weird. Yeah. For example, there was a scene where Billy had a dream about having a dinner date with Wonder Woman because she's basically his celebrity crush. But then Wonder Woman's face was replaced with the Wizard's face, and that's where he warned Billy about the Daughters of Atlas. Very weird. And based on the fact that they didn't show Wonder Woman's actual face, I'm guessing Gal Gadot did not play the character in that scene. Probably not. But she did play the character when Wonder Woman appeared towards the end of the movie, when she saved Billy's life from, well, we'll get to that later on. We also said earlier that the Daughters of Atlas were pretty underdeveloped. Well, the thing is, I always thought Hespera was the main villain of the film, but apparently it was Calypso. And they also turned on each other after they got the golden apple because they were having a disagreement. Yeah, because their original attempt was to restore their home realm. Calypso, however, wants to create a new one, but also destroy all life of mortals in the process. And when she planted the Tree of Life, it spawned these mythical creatures like Cyclopses, those bat-looking things, and also unicorns. No, not those happy and colorful unicorns like the ones we see in cartoons and stuff. Those ones are more dark and deadly. Speaking of which, remember that scene where Darla was able to tame those unicorns by feeding them Skittles? Well, there was one thing that they included in that scene, which I don't understand why they had to include. Not to mention, the way they did it here looked absolutely ridiculous. Why did they need to include a slow motion effect?
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm against slow motion or anything, it's just, I don't think it works here. I think slow motion is more appropriate to use whenever something epic happens, you know? Like during action moments or something like that.
Yeah, not whatever this is. But now we get on to the finale, where Billy sacrificed himself to defeat Calypso. And yes, Billy did die, which was sad. Yeah. But thankfully, there was a way to bring him back, using the wizard's staff. However, unfortunately, after Billy used it to defeat Calypso, the staff ran out of power, and only the power of the gods can recharge it. But luckily, that's where Wonder Woman came in. Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually glad that they didn't actually kill off Billy, because if they did, that ending would have been way too tragic for a comedy film. And I think Wonder Woman's cameo in this movie was deserved, because we had a Superman cameo at the end of the first movie, but Henry Cavill did not return for some stupid reason. But at least he returned in Black Adam, so there's that. But in this movie, we had a Wonder Woman cameo, and Gal Gadot did return. Plus, it was nice to see her play the character one last time before the DCEU, ended. You know what? Yeah. Maybe you're right. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm gonna rate this film a 7 out of 10. And now, let's find out what movie we're gonna review next. The next movie we'll be reviewing is... Home Alone 4. Oh, God. You gotta be kidding me, man. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.